This is Shelley Craft coming to you live on SNNLive. We're at the Cambridge House Vancouver Resource Investment Conference 2014. With me, this young man is Chris Berry from House Mountain Partners, LLC. It's a private company. He is a speaker, writes newsletters. Basically, I think he's smart and he's brilliant. Welcome to SNNLive.
Thank you, Shelley. Thank you very much.
What are you talking about at this conference?
A couple of different things. Specifically, the title of my speech was basically the future for energy metals. Based on the wreckage that we're trying to pick up over the last couple of years, where are the opportunities and what to look for specifically? Okay.
Energy metals. Tell us what an energy metal is for those that may not know.
Sure, that's just a phrase that I've coined. I mean, basically, big believers in middle class and middle class growth, and specifically access to cheap and reliable energy is the bedrock of any growth in the middle class. And so what I do is I go out and I look for those metals and minerals that provide cheap energy. So I call those energy metals.
Example?
Lithium, rare earths, graphite, tungsten.
So in your opinion, with the struggle that the gold and silver and precious metal juniors have had, how have the energy metals, as you call them, helped or hurt the market?
Well, they've struggled as well. I mean, a basket of lithium companies that I follow is down 22% last year. Fertilizers were down 35%. The list sort of goes on and on. But I think that, I don't know if they've hurt or helped specifically, but there's a newfound sort of awareness that these metals are critical to the functioning of today's economy in terms of industrial growth, and also tomorrow's economy too, with green growth and high tech. So it's an interesting spot to be, and we're finding a lot of people that are interested in learning about how they fit into current supply chains.
I have a good question, I think. Have the energy metals attracted a new investor audience that are new to resources because they're attracted to the energy metals?
I think slowly. The answer is yes. Because of, for example, lithium's use in green energy, or some of the other ones that I'd mentioned before, you're starting to see clean tech investors start to think about supply chains and value chains, and where does the raw material for a solar panel come from? The United States is reliant on imports from a wealth of metals and minerals, and some of those are the critical ones that I'm talking about. And so you're starting to see not just sort of the traditional junior mining investor have their curiosity piqued about these metals. It's clean tech. It's a number of different types of investors.
Where do you think the greatest growth in energy metals is going to come from in 2014/15?
That's a good question, because I'm not sure if there's going to be a lot of growth over the next couple of years because of some other sort of macro deflationary factors that we're following. But a perfect example would be fertilizers. Those aren't traditional energy metals in the context that we're talking about, but when you have a situation where global population is expanding on a net basis, arable land is decreasing, ethanol use, in other words, food being used as fuel is increasing, we think fertilizers are a very interesting place to be over the next couple of years and into the future.
Now, when you say that energy metals are really a global-based metal, okay, so here's my question. What do we do when it comes to homeland security, when many of these energy metals are really found in just small pockets around the world, not on U.S. soil?
Well, it depends on the metal or mineral. I mean, obviously it's a national security concern. We've seen the Department of Defense in the United States and other sort of think tanks and groups tend to sort of raise alarm bells about, again, natural resource dependence from countries like China, let's just say less savory regimes, if you will. The good news is there actually are a number of deposits of energy metals throughout the world in friendlier geopolitical climates, but it takes the political will to push forward with the mining and the exploration and the permitting, and right now that's the biggest thing, I think, hindering the growth of mining these resources in North America.
So tell my audience, our audience, what you do so that they can go into your website and find out more information.
Sure. So my father and I work together. We have a newsletter that we write. It's at discoveryinvesting.com. It's free. We write about once a week, and we cover what we think of as discovery. So we would view the discovery of a high-tech metals deposit the same way we would view the discovery of a treatment for a certain type of cancer. These are wealth-creating discoveries. So we have a macro view of things, and we write about that once a week, and then we try and narrow that down to find individual investment opportunities.
Now, what was that website again?
DiscoveryInvesting.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Berry, House Mountain Partners, LLC. It's a private company. He's a major speaker at this conference. I'm Shelley Kraft. This is SNNLive. We're at the Cambridge House Vancouver Resource Investment Conference 2014 right here in lovely Vancouver, BC, Canada. Thanks for coming on, Chris. Always good to see you.
Thank you very much.